Alright, all you Streetlight Crusaders, and I guess a couple of you wrestling fans who are still up for tonight, welcome back to the Tuesday Night Special. And now it's time for us to talk about what happened during this week's edition of Monday Night Raw from Denver, Colorado, home of the Denver Nuggets and the Colorado Rockies, and the Rocky Mountains, and I think home of that song Rocky Mountain Way. And if it is, we'll be playing that before the end of the show's over. So, yeah, that's for you, Denver. But besides that song dedication that we'll do later on tonight, folks, Monday Night Raw would kick off with none other than the recap of what happened during the main event, controversial as it may be, of Hell in a Cell, with Seth Rollins appearing on the screen with an interviewer saying that he's gonna get his revenge on The Fiend by going into the Firefly Funhouse and burning it down. But not before saying that he's going fiend hunting, which for some strange reason reminds me of the Insane Clown Posse song of Chicken Hunting. Is it the same thing? Cause he's going after somebody with face paint on, or is it just me? It's just me, according to the maestro. So, to continue on for Monday Night Raw, first match to take place for tonight would be none other than Becky Lynch going one-on-one against the Queen City and the former women's champion herself, Charlotte Flair. And for those who didn't get a chance to catch SmackDown Live for this past Friday, yeah, Bayley decided to go full-blown heel, cut her hair, cut up the Bayley buddies, pin Charlotte, and get her championship back in less than a week. Yikes! So this brand new attitude and a new outfit that sort of looks like Tessa Blanchard from Impact Wrestling is definitely working for Bayley. Yeah, congratulations Bayley, by the way. But it looked like the bad luck of the Queen seems to be getting worse even with this episode of Monday Night Raw, because during this match, action would go back and forth and would even have Charlotte taking a cheap shot against Becky Lynch before the match would start, saying that she didn't even want to fight her and said that she was her friend, but she's making it very hard for her to be her friend, and for them to brawl before the match start. And while the match was going on, Charlotte would be able to hit her natural selection for near fall, and even would be able to break out a moonsault during this match, and even a spear, which was not enough to take out the man during this contest. And Charlotte, laughing at herself at the fact that she couldn't be able to knock her out with her spear, would end up getting caught sleeping from behind with a crucifix pin from the man, for Charlotte to lose once again in less than a week via pinfall. And my God, yeah, she said she made a rookie mistake backstage when she was getting interviewed, and yeah, she really did. Underestimated her opponent and showboating? Really? After you lost the championship, is that the right thing to do? No, it's not. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would feature none other than Andrade Cien Almas going one-on-one against Mustafa Ali. And yes, I know out there their names are Andrade and Ali, but I preferred the names that they had originally because they still sound pretty cool to me. And speaking of cool, or should I say an oh my god sort of moment during this match, besides the fact that Mustafa Ali's arm getting targeted during this match for him not only to get pushed off the top rope and for his shoulder to get jacked against the stairs. But despite all that, Mustafa Ali would try to come back during this match with a rope flip helo, only to get caught by Selena Vega during this match with a Hurricane Rana from the apron, for El Idolo to come back during this match and win this match with a hammerlock DDT in the center of the ring via pinfall. And yeah, the fact that Mustafa Ali's luck seems to be getting worse and worse as these drafts go on, yeah, it tells you a lot. Really does. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would feature none other than the glorious perfection team of Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler going one-on-one against the Viking Raiders for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And during this match, Ziggler and Roode would definitely bring their A game by not only pulling out their AA Spinebuster zigzag combination for a near fall, and even be able to stop the, springboard clothesline German suplex combination with a super kick for a near fall. And you would even see Robert Roode, I thought I got his name wrong, but it is Robert, actually doing a glorious DDT to Eric during this match for a near fall. And also doing a zigzag on the outside of the ring into a steel chair. Still not enough to defeat the Viking Raiders. And ultimately, this match will come to an emphatic end after the Viking Raiders would not only be able to hit a disgusting powerbomb splash combination for a near fall, but would be able to finish off Dolph Ziggler with a pop-up Viking experience that he would never forget, for the Viking Raiders to still remain undefeated and to plunder the Raw Tag Team Championships via pinfall. And to make this an even more historic moment, folks, they would be the first tag team in history that I know of that would be undefeated from NXT all the way to the main roster to capture the Raw Tag Team Championships. A feat that I got a feeling will not be repeated until the Authors of Pain come back. And speaking of the Authors of Pain, they weren't drafted on either show. They would say that they're gonna get their revenge against the Fox Network and USA Network for not picking them, and they're gonna show whatever person gets in their way the reason why they're called the Authors of Pain. Now, for some strange reason, when they always go to the back for them, I'm thinking that they need to be in that Legion of Doom base that's in the swamp, or is it just me? According to the Maestro, once again, it's just me, being silly, as usual, in the middle of the night on a microphone. Oh, man. And speaking of silly folks, or should I say interesting, the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would feature none other than Aleister Black going one-on-one against Eric Young. Eric Young, mind you, who did not only have no entrance, but had to get rid of his cool, grizzled beard that was on his face. He looked cooler with that. Now he looks weird. But during this match, Eric Young gave Aleister Black a run for his money, but unfortunately fell victim to that makeshift dragon sleeper, standing vertical dragon sleeper that Aleister Black now calls the Dark Ritual, for Aleister Black to win this match in quick fashion via pinfall. And just when you think this man couldn't get any cooler with his cool jackets or even the character he got in the new 2K20 game that's coming out by next week, but yeah, he manages a way to get cooler and cooler every match he gets into. Hope to meet him one day, really do. Him and Killer Cross, but that's a story for another day, because the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would feature none other than Ricochet going one-on-one against the gold standard himself, Shelton Benjamin. And during this match, Shelton Benjamin would show why he's the gold standard by not only backdropping Ricochet almost into the lights, which was ridiculous, and then would pull out his signature dragon whip kick to the face of Ricochet during the said match. But ultimately, Ricochet would come back like a bullet and would be able to counter Shelton Benjamin's patented quick hurry up onto the top rope belly-to-belly suplex by landing on his feet, then hitting Shelton Benjamin with a recoil to secure the victory for Monday Night Raw via pinfall. And very impressive by Ricochet to land on his feet from a belly-to-belly suplex. Man is, I think what Jerry the King Lawler said during commentary was right. Spider-Man. He has to be Spider-Man. And hopefully at the Survivor Series he wears an outfit like Spider-Man. No, A little hint there from Jerry the King Lawler to Ricochet. Or, hopefully for Halloween. Yeah, if he's in Saudi Arabia, he'll wear it there. Or on Monday, who knows? And the next match to take place, or should I say contract signing that would take place on Monday Night Raw, would be between none other than Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman, where Braun Strowman would say, "You came to steal my spotlight, and I'm not gonna let you do that, and come Crown Jewel on Halloween night, you're gonna get these hands." Only for Tyson Fury to say he didn't come here to steal the spotlight. He came here because his kids love Braun Strowman, because they wanted to see him do another truck flip, a car flip, and see who was gonna get those hands that night. But Braun Strowman making it personal, now he says in Saudi Arabia he's gonna knock him out. And for both of them to sign the contract, and for Braun Strowman to sledgehammer hand the table in half, only for Tyson Fury to come back with a pencil break, or pen break, which he took a minute to try to break it to seem like he was a tough guy, but Braun Strowman wasn't buying it for a minute. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would be, I think, a rematch from the Cruiserweight Championship 205 Live days, which would see Cedric Alexander going one-on-one against Buddy Murphy. And during this match, Buddy Murphy would not only be able to hit a nasty Sagat Tiger knee right to the face of Cedric Alexander during this match, but Cedric would be able to counter back with a nasty elbow to the face of Buddy Murphy, and Murphy, with the nastiest move of the night, would push, and I do mean push, poor Cedric Alexander off the top rope for him to take a nasty spill to the outside of the ring, which I think ultimately messed up his equilibrium and cost him this match, because Buddy Murphy would come back with a powerbomb into the corner and would be able to hit the Murphy's Law on Cedric Alexander for the best kept secret to actually be revealed for Monday Night Raw via pinfall. And after the match was over, and thank goodness Maestro reminded me before I forget, the Street Profits would be backstage hyping up all the different trades that took place on Monday Night Raw and for SmackDown, and would also talk about the fact that they're officially on Monday Night Raw as of this past Friday night. And the OC would come out, celebrate the fact that they're on Monday Night Raw, and say, "Nah, we're not here to diss you, man. We're here to celebrate you." And then would say to Gallows and Anderson to wrap this up, for Montez Ford to take a nasty Yakuza kick to the face, for AJ Styles to beat the crap out of Angelo Dawkins, along with Montez Ford on the ground, for the Street Profits to have that look of, did that really happen? And especially with Montez Ford, which was the absolute funniest thing of the night. Him on the stage like, really? Really? They beat me up like that? He kicked me in the face? Did anybody see that? Did you see that? Did you see the things he did to me? And then would come back and say that they're gonna get their revenge with the element of surprise later on because they want the smoke. And could somebody explain to me what that means? I have no idea what it means. I've been asking people on the street and they've been laughing, so I decided to ask you on the mic now. If you know what it means, please leave a comment below. I would love to know, because my Ebonics manual is a little bit rusty after misuse. But besides that question we asked you, the Streetlight Crusaders out there for tonight, we now head into the main event for the evening, which will feature none other than the Kabuki Warriors going one-on-one against Natalya and Lacey Evans? Really? I guess the enemy of my enemy is my friend, or the fact that she brought the best out of you, and after all that stuff they've been through, they decided to team up together. And would this team be effective against the Kabuki Warriors? No, because during this match, action would go back and forth and Lacey Evans would be able to not only pull off her slingshot drop kick to the face of Kairi Sane, but Kairi Sane would get her revenge by doing a spinning back fist so hard I got a feeling it knocked Lacey Evans back into the Marine Corps. For Lacey Evans to come back during this match with a couple of good strikes, and even would see Natalya trying to pull off the sharpshooter on a multitude of occasions to no avail. And this match will come to an end that again after Kairi Sane would try to go for her beautiful insane elbow, only for her to miss and for Lacey Evans to hit a woman's right to the face of poor Kabuki Warrior Kairi Sane, for the other Kabuki Warrior of Asuka to come from out of nowhere with a roll-up pin, aka the Monday Night Special, for Lacey Evans and company to lose this match via pinfall. And if you're wondering out there why in the world did Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss did not come out to try to interfere in this, well, I do believe now Nikki Cross is on Monday Night Raw while Alexa Bliss is officially on Friday Night SmackDown, splitting up the team, proving that the draft knows no bounds. But we'll get to the complete draft results after what would happen next, which would feature none other than another exciting Evil Mr. Rogers edition of the Firefly Funhouse. And on this exciting episode of the Firefly Funhouse, you would see Rambling Rabbit trying to warn Bray Wyatt of the upcoming danger of none other than Seth Rollins coming in to try to attack him, only for Bray Wyatt to say that he will protect this place and nothing bad will happen to it, only for just seconds after Bray Wyatt told Rambling Rabbit to go play, yeah, he would end up playing with Seth Rollins, cause Seth Rollins would beat the living daylights flag tag out of Bray Wyatt for Bray to stand back up and say, Seth, why are you doing this? It's not me, why are you doing this? Only for Seth Rollins to continue the beating, throw Bray Wyatt away, and then proceeded to burn it down by lighting the table of the Firefly Funhouse on fire, setting flame to the wall of friends, and I guess to all the puppets that were in puppet land for the Firefly Funhouse, for it to literally burn up in flames once again. For the Fiend to laugh in the background and split images for Monday Night Raw to go off the air for this week. And my theory on this is definitely going to get Seth Rollins in a lot of trouble, seeing the fact that I watched The Ring and I knew that when they destroyed that well that little girl was in, it led to that monster being unleashed throughout the world. Same thing here. That's exactly what I think is gonna happen. He's gonna go on amok, it's gonna lead to 3 different movies, Sarah Michelle Gellar is gonna somehow be in it even though she was in A Grudge, and yeah, a lot of bad things are gonna happen for Seth Rollins in the near future. And speaking of bad things, and thank you for reminding me a little bit late, Maestro, apparently for Monday Night Raw, Lana was in a massage parlor getting a masseuse to massage her, only for Lashley to come from out of nowhere to massage her, and for saying Rusev's not having fun, for them to laugh, and for Rusev to just be more miserable than he already is. Now I remember the reason why I didn't want to include this, but I got a feeling it's going to lead to some bad news for, I guess, Bobby Lashley when he goes over to Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel. And we'll talk more about that later because now the Maestro has handed me the paper with the complete draft list for this year, and the first superstar that got drafted over for Monday Night Raw was Becky Lynch. But other superstars along with her would be Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, and the OC, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Ricochet, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, Andrade Cien Almas along with Zelina Vega, Rusev, Aleister Black, the Itso Factor leader of the Nation of Violence Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio, R-Truth, EC3, Eric Young, Sin Cara, Cedric Alexander, Humberto Carrillo, or Carallo? Why in the world do I keep thinking his name is like that announcer who was on the news a while back ago? You know, the one with the funny looking mustache? Whatever. Anyway, next guy, we have Eric Rowan, Buddy Murphy, Jinder Mahal, Akira Tozawa, Shelton Benjamin, and Titus O'Neil for Monday Night Raw. And along with them would be Alexa Bliss, Natalya, Nikki Cross, Charlotte Flair, and the Kabuki Warriors, along with Miss Irrelevant, because she was picked last for the draft, of Liv Morgan. And for, we have more people, the Viking Raiders, and even the Street Profits for Monday Night Raw. So for SmackDown, you have Brock Lesnar, Shinsuke Nakamura with Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Kofi Kingston with The New Day, Daniel Bryan, Ali, The Miz, King Corbin, Chad Gable, I refuse to call him Shorty Gable because that's stupid, Elias, Apollo Crews, Drew Gulak, and even Heath Slater got drafted before Liv Morgan. Ridiculous. But to continue on with that list, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Lacey Evans, Tamina, Carmella, and for the tag team front, you have the Revival and Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, meaning they're not going to get their rematch, and the Lucha House Party, along with Heavy Machinery and the B Team, who are now officially on Friday nights. And apparently it looks like, Sin Cara no longer amongst the Lucha House Party. Yikes, they split them up. Now they're just a two-man crew. And Maestro told me to keep reading, so we have a couple of undrafted people for the draft, which is Cesaro, Luke Harper, Apollo Crews, Mojo Rawley, No Way Jose, Luke Harper, Dana Brooke, the Iconics, Sarah Logan, Fire and Desire, and by the way, you might as well add Ruby Riott wherever the world she is, the Authors of Pain, the Major Brothers of Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, the Usos, Jeff Hardy and Matt, for obvious reasons, I guess, Sheamus, Leo Rush, Naomi, Lars Sullivan, wherever in the world he went, Lana, Mike and Maria Kanellis, another controversial name to bring up, Nia Jax, Mickie James, well, they have Ruby Riott here on the list too, Alicia Fox, The Ascension, and the Colognes, which I'm still surprised they're still a part of WWE. I haven't seen them on TV in years. Hopefully this draft will bring them back into the spotlight, neither that or send them over to NXT, just like the Fashion Police, and see what sort of magic they can work down there. And with all those draft results and everything else we read off for Monday Night Raw for this week, folks, I think it's time for us to go ahead and get a glass of well-deserved water, and we'll be back with more of the Streetlight Delight as the Tuesday Night Special rolls on right after this. So don't go anywhere just yet, folks, and stay tuned.